Hi, welcome to this week's Eletter, where we'll be looking at the Betfair tennis market, our summer football leagues, and what's in store for Saturday's live stream. So let's get cracking. We're going to be looking at the tennis markets at betfair.com. Match odds is the main market for trading. Set betting has liquidity issues, as does the first set winner market, but they are useful markets in their own right at times. And the Betfair profit volume profit over time graph we'll look at as well, and we'll spell it correctly as well a bit later on. So this is a tennis market using Fairbot, which mirrors betfair.com, makes trading a lot easier. So this is effectively what you'll be seeing, or snippets of it, at betfair.com itself. I've got these in back odd order, so the favourite is at the top. The favourite is the underdog. This is an ideal opportunity now to be backing Jelena Ostapenko and looking for a recovery to make it 1-1. Ostapenko, the odds-on favourite. The profit volume over time graphs are very useful indeed. They will give you the story of the match, and they'll give you important support and resistance lines. For example, the next time that Jelena Ostapenko hits 3.5, she might be backable. There's also a little bit of noise around 2.25. You've seen it hit twice and reject, although this did crash through, or did go up and crash through. So it's hit it twice, gone through, come back again. So 2.25 and support and resistance at 1.75. If she breaks through 1.75, she might go on and win the match. So that's what you can get from uniquely from tennis. You don't really get to use the profit volume over time graphs for football because they can change on a dime. These, it's a slow, what's happening. They serve, the other one serves, and so on. So this is Shramkova. She was as low as 1.5, so she was layable after winning the first set. Her odds are starting to rise. That's the usual trading angle. Look where her odds started. So this is going to, hopefully, for a profitable trade, take on a U shape. So that's a basic look at the Betfair markets. The match odds is the most liquid, of course, 345 grand match there. First set winner market could have used that in this match because the underdog was 4-1 up. She did go on and win the set, but you could have laid her at 1.1 here, but the liquidity is an issue here. Similar story with the set betting markets. They are useful. For example, you could have laid Shramkova a little bit earlier after she won the first set. Was she as low as this? Evens? Remarkable. Look at the bounce up. So if you're looking for a simple lay to back trades, tennis is a good sport for it. But as you can see here, liquidity is a huge issue. Big drift between the back and the lay odds. In liquid markets, they are a lot tighter. One last element of tennis is tennis24.com. It's got everything you need. So have a good look at this website. What I like when I'm trading is to know the pre-match odds and the live score. That's perfect. With the trader in mind, because if Sina, for example, was 4-2 up, I would have a look at the odds. I'd also have a note that Sina is an Italian in Italy and possibly layable if leading. So it's important to know the pre-match odds. As you can see here, we've got a potential trade on our hands here with a 4-2 lead for the underdog. That would be one to focus on potentially for the second set. Tennis 24, very, very important. So from tennis, we'll be moving on to our summer leagues for the footy. Here's a quick list of our summer leagues. The Finnish Veikkausliiga, the Swedish Allsvenskan, Swedish Superettan, Norwegian Elitserien, Norwegian Tippeligaen, Irish Premier Division, and Irish First Division. Let's take a quick look, introductory look at these leagues at soccerstats.com. In order to access the stats, you go via the flag, and I'll show you if the country you're looking for is not there when we get to Ireland. This is the Finnish Veikkausliiga. The top two that you see now early season are likely to be finishing like that in the top two. Into Turku, the new kids on the block, HJK Helsinki are usual title contenders, or at least Champions League place. So their poor start to the season is something you should stick in your little Finnish Veikkausliiga notebook. Are they going to bounce back, or have they done something at the club to produce this position? So your standout performers are going to be KUPS and SJK out of this league already. Dominant early season, likely to continue to be so. The Norwegian Elite Serien similarly has a dominant force at the top, and they're in Champions League or Europa League action against Spuds. Bodo Glimt, that's probably why they're fourth at the moment. They've played 2 games less as well. So that's because of the European exploits. They are the team to follow. Bodo Glimt, ultra reliable when conceding or even 2 goals behind. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a positive trade out of them this season. Well worth following, I would suggest. Mulder started the season a little poorly. They usually up in the top 3, top 4, so watch out for a possible run from them. And Fredrikstad, the surprise package last season, watch out for them this season in 5th. In the Norwegian Tippeligaen, just be careful. The lower down the tiers you go, the less reliable these leagues become. But this really is a goals league, I think. That's where you'll get your positive trades from, I think. Neutral goals plays for the Norwegian Tippeligaen. And there's an outstanding tradable side in Lillestrøm, newly relegated. Big boys in Norway should not be in this Tippeligaen. Highly likely to bounce straight back. A draw and 4 wins. You're likely to see a possible unbeaten season from Lillestrøm this season. So I would look out for them. Mjøndalen are always a side to have a target on their back, particularly when they're leading. So I would caution you to keep an eye on them. Heading off to Sweden. And we have the Swedish Allsvenskan and the Swedish Superettan. Some of the teams might be familiar to those of you following European football. Malmo especially. Djurgården as well, playing Chelsea at the moment. That's why they're down where they are. So after this Chelsea match is over, watch out for a push from Djurgården. Don't forget, they're playing European football, so they must have had a good season last season. So they're in a false position because of the distraction of Europa League or Europa Conference League football. So Elfsborg have caught my eye early on as well. They've been pretty good, particularly if the in-play stats speak in their favour. Malmo, watch out for them. This is a uncharacteristic 2 defeats in 3 for Malmo. They're normally the title contenders, so do watch out for a reaction there. We also have the Superettan, the second tier. Watch out for the newly relegated sides, could dominate. Early season, 3 of them remain unbeaten after 6 matches. Landskrona, Kalmar and Varbergs. Östersunds are likely to be vying for that top 3 place at some point as well. Be keeping an eye on them. There's some really good tradable sides. Helsingborg as well. Watch out for them. They normally an Allsvenskan side, so they'll need to put their finger on the trigger and get out of this league. And to finish with, we've got the Irish. So you go to Search League and type in Ireland, you get the Irish Premier Division. And the Irish First Division, these leagues are quite established now relative to the summer months. 14 matches played, Drogheda and Shamrock Rovers, the dominant forces. Shamrock more reliable for me over time. Yes, they might be picking up draws, but they are a good tradable side. Derry City have caught the eye early season with a couple of profitable come-from-behinds, particularly when odds-on favourite at home. Cork City, newly promoted. Sligo Rovers, not where we'd expect them to be. So I wonder if we're going to see a pickup from them. Irish First Division, look for the newly relegated sides to dominate, and we'd expect Dundalk to be up there. Look at that dominant force, likely to be doing a number, Dundalk. And Bray potentially as well, I think newly relegated Bray. So it looks to be the usual suspects at the top, the relegated sides. We're keeping an eye on Kerry in 7th. They are normally the whipping boys. but they are actually picking up wins, which is most un-Kerry-like. So I'll be looking out for those. So that's a look at our summer leagues. There is plenty of football on offer. Some good readable sides and tradable matches. And the great thing about it is it's not a big volume of matches to play. So I think you'll enjoy some of these leagues. Looking forward to the Saturday live stream. I hope you can join me at youtube.com/@football trading profits. If you subscribe there, then you won't miss any of these live streams. 2:30 Greenwich Mean Time, London time. We've got a major focus English Premier League on Aston Villa, Man City, just without European hopes. Everything else is turning into dead rubber territory. So you'll be looking neutrally. You'll be looking for goals rather than trusting teams at this stage of the season. English League 1 and English League 2 playoffs. Hide behind the sofa if you're fans of any of those sides. First legs, I think. Home advantage must count. And we normally tend to see 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 0-1, 1-1 scorelines in these. And we tend to see a nervy start. So backing 0-0 pre-match, I don't know how long we'll get that for because of the need second half for at least a goal. But they tend to be 1-0, 1-1, 0-1. So I wonder if that pattern's going to change. Even coming into the finals, we tend to see under 2.5 goals. Finnish Veikkausliiga on Saturday. We're going to look at the two big boys in the top three, KUPS and Inter Turku, playing. So you'll get an introduction to them. French Ligue 1, 2 matches remain. Second to seventh, all have competitive European football. No one knows whether they'll be playing Champions League, Europa League or Europa Conference. It's very, very competitive. Second to seventh, that's our target group. 5 teams involved in a relegation dogfight as well. That's our target group as well. Bundesliga as well, there's 2 matches remaining. So we'll be looking on with interest. Business really done there. Serie A, 3 matches remain, so it's not quite pressure time in Serie A or the Spanish La Liga. They're being on siesta, of course. 4 matches remaining there. You'll find the link to the live stream in the main body text of the e-letter. So I do hope you can join me. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. Some leagues are coming to an end. Other leagues, we've just got to wait for them to warm up nicely. You'll see it here in the live section. It'll be public, so you'll be able to view it. And I'll leave a description like this for you to see. 2:30 UK time. If you can make the live stream, come along. Got 82 views in some of them. And they've been, when I get it right, I get it right. We've had a Saturday and Sunday recently where we just nailed everything. You can just hoover up green screens when that happens. It's just a wonderful, when you're in the flow and everything clicks. But the only way you're going to find whether I'm in the flow or not, whether you can make some added cash, is by coming along. So I hope you can. Completely free. Really hope I can see you there. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Have a profitable weekend. And I look forward to seeing you for next Friday's e-letter. If you've got any subjects you'd like covered, do please get in touch.